20. Most beautiful Blacktress of the 1990s, then and now. They weren't just beautiful, they were forces of nature. In the 1990s, these black actresses didn't just steal scenes, they shattered ceilings. From dominating the big screen to redefining what Hollywood thought black excellence looked like, these women became legends in their own right. But where are they now? And how have they continued to defy time and expectations? Get ready to be amazed as we reveal the stunning transformations and lasting impact of the 20 most beautiful black actresses of the 1990s. Don't scroll past, hit that like button. Subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence and join the celebration of true, timeless greatness. Meagan Good. Meagan Monique Good, born on August 8, 1981 in Panorama City, Los Angeles, emerged as one of the most recognizable faces of the late 90s and early 2000s. Her youthful charm and radiant presence first caught attention when she appeared on family-oriented shows like The Parenthood and Touched by an Angel. However, it was her standout performance in the 1997 film Eve's Bayou, where she portrayed the troubled teen Cicely Batiste, that truly showcased her dramatic range at a young age. That role earned her a nomination for an NAACP Image Award and firmly placed her in the spotlight as one to watch. As her career progressed, Meagan transitioned into more mature roles without losing the magnetic appeal that made her beloved. Throughout the 2000s, she captivated audiences in romantic comedies, dramas, and thrillers, including Deliver Us from Eva, 2003, You Got Served, 2004, Waist Deep, 2006, and The Unborn, 2009. Her ability to portray both vulnerability and strength made her stand out in genres that often typecast young black actresses. Meagan's presence on screen has never been solely about looks, though she was frequently ranked among the most attractive women in Hollywood. Her graceful evolution from teenage ingenue to confident leading lady is a testament to her adaptability and perseverance in an industry notorious for sidelining black women. She further diversified her resume by producing most notably with the NBC drama Deception in 2013, where she also took the lead role. In addition to her film and television accomplishments, Meagan has become a public speaker and author, using her platform to promote self-worth, modesty, and spiritual growth. Her book, The Weight, co-written with her former husband, motivational speaker Devon Franklin, became a New York Times bestseller advocating for emotional and physical discipline in relationships. Now in her 40s, Meagan Good continues to act, produce, and advocate, proving that her journey is far from over. With a career spanning over 3 decades and a legacy rooted in authenticity, she remains one of the most enduring figures to emerge from the golden era of 90s Black Hollywood. Vanessa Williams. Born on March 18, 1963 in Millwood, New York, Vanessa Lynn Williams made history long before she became a staple on screens throughout the 1990s. In 1983, she shattered expectations by becoming the first African-American woman to be crowned Miss America. Though her reign ended controversially, she turned adversity into opportunity, launching a multi-dimensional career in entertainment that proved her resilience and undeniable talent. By the early 90s, Vanessa Williams had fully transitioned into a respected actress and a chart-topping singer. Her debut album, The Right Stuff 1988, laid the foundation for a successful music career, but it was her 1991 hit single, Save the Best for Last, that truly defined her as a vocal powerhouse. The ballad held the #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 for 5 weeks and earned her Grammy nominations, solidifying her place in the music industry. Simultaneously, Williams made her mark in television and film. She starred in notable films like Eraser 1996 alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger and Soul Food 1997, where her portrayal of Terry Joseph showcased her depth and complexity as an actress. Her performance in Dance with Me 1998 opposite Cheyenne added another romantic lead to her growing list of box office successes. She effortlessly blended glamour with emotional authenticity, making her one of the decade's most sought-after talents. On television, her turn as the glamorous yet cunning Wilhelmina Slater in ABC's Ugly Betty 2006-2010 reintroduced her to a new generation, earning her 3 Primetime Emmy nominations and a legion of fans. Even in high fashion, she stood tall, gracing covers, red carpets, and becoming a style muse throughout the decade. Outside of entertainment, Vanessa launched her own fashion line V by Vanessa Williams and became a mother of 4 while maintaining a public image rooted in class, strength, and elegance. Today, with a career spanning over 4 decades and accolades across music, film, and television, Vanessa Williams remains an enduring symbol of beauty, talent, and perseverance. Her legacy born in the 90s, but still radiating brilliance in every step she takes. Layla Rochon. Layla Rochon, born April 17, 1964 in Los Angeles, California, was one of the most radiant presences in Black cinema during the 1990s. Her blend of elegance and down-to-earth vulnerability made her a relatable figure in a decade brimming with bold personalities. A former spokesmodel for Spud's McKenzie beer commercials in the 1980s, she transitioned smoothly into acting, landing small roles on television before making a breakthrough with her role in the 1995 hit Waiting to Exhale. In Waiting to Exhale, based on Terry McMillan's best-selling novel Rochon, portrayed Robin Stokes, a successful businesswoman navigating love and betrayal. Her performance was raw and deeply resonant, embodying the emotional complexity many professional Black women experienced but rarely saw depicted on screen. She held her own among an ensemble cast that included Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett, and Loretta Devine, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Beyond her most iconic role, Rochon starred in films like The Chamber, 1996, Any Given Sunday, 1999, and the big hit 1998, proving her range beyond romantic drama. Whether opposite Al Pacino or Mark Wahlberg, she exuded intelligence and poise. Though she stepped away from the spotlight in the 2000s to focus on family life, she married director Antoine Fuqua in 1999. Her performances from the 90s continue to resonate. Layla Rochon's contribution to cinema during that era wasn't just about beauty, it was about representation. She brought dignity, sensuality, and complexity to roles that broke away from tired tropes. Though less publicly active in recent years, her legacy as one of the 1990s most elegant and quietly powerful actresses remains untarnished. Robin Givens. Born on November 27, 1964 in New York City, Robin Givens rose to fame as Darlene Merriman on the ABC sitcom Head of the Class, 1986 to 1991. Her polished look, sharp wit, and Ivy League charm, she graduated from Sarah Lawrence College at just 19, set her apart from many of her peers and made her a standout among 90s television stars. Givens quickly became a tabloid fixture during her short-lived and highly publicized marriage to heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. The relationship, marred by allegations of abuse, ended in 1989, but left a permanent mark on her public image. Despite the media storm, Robin refused to be defined by scandal. She bravely spoke out about domestic violence at a time when few did, ultimately becoming a voice for survivors. Professionally, she continued acting in both television and film. In the 90s, she appeared in a range of roles from crime dramas like Boomerang to made-for-TV movies. Her ability to balance vulnerability with sophistication made her a compelling screen presence. By the end of the decade, Givens was not only acting but also directing and appearing on stage, showcasing her commitment to growth as an artist. In the years that followed, she reinvented herself through work on soap operas, stage productions, and faith-based films. Off-screen, she earned praise for her activism, especially her efforts to support women experiencing domestic abuse. Robin Givens remains a complex figure, one whose beauty and talent defined her career in the 90s, but whose courage and evolution made her story even more profound. Kerry Washington. Born on January 31, 1977 in the Bronx, New York City, Kerry Washington began her career with subtlety and intellect, gradually rising to become one of the most powerful actresses of her generation. While her major breakout would come in the 2000s, her formative roles in the late 1990s laid a strong foundation for her later success. Films like Our Song 2000 and Save the Last Dance. 2001 showcased her ability to bring emotional depth to even the most understated characters. What truly set Washington apart was not just her appearance, though her natural beauty and poised demeanor turned heads. It was her precision as a performer. Her breakout role as Della B. Robinson in Ray 2004 brought her critical acclaim. But it was her role as Olivia Pope in ABC's Scandal 2012-2018 that etched her name into pop culture history. She became the first Black woman to lead a network drama in over 3 decades, and her nuanced portrayal of a crisis manager with a complex personal life captivated millions. Throughout her career, Washington has maintained a strong commitment to activism. She has spoken out on issues such as voting rights, racial justice, and gender equality. Her speeches at award shows and political events often resonate as powerfully as her performances on screen. She's also been recognized by the NAACP Image Awards and has received multiple Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. In recent years, Washington has expanded her influence behind the camera as a director and producer, including executive producing Hulu's Little Fires Everywhere. Her career, marked by deliberate choices and consistent excellence, exemplifies what it means to be more than just a beautiful face in Hollywood. Kerry Washington's grace, advocacy, and intelligence make her a defining figure among the greats who emerged from the 1990s. Tyra Banks. Tyra Lynn Banks, born December 4, 1973 in Inglewood, California, was more than a supermodel. She was a one-woman revolution. In an era when fashion was still largely exclusive and narrow in its ideals, Tyra burst through every barrier. She became the first Black woman to appear solo on the covers of GQ and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue in the mid-1990s, an era when such milestones were rare for women of color. But modeling was just the beginning. In 2003, she launched America's Next Top Model, a cultural phenomenon that ran for 24 seasons and redefined what beauty and branding meant in the modeling world. As executive producer and host, Tyra didn't just judge contestants. She mentored, coached, and inspired them with her trademark smiles and fearless confidence. She turned modeling into a platform for personal empowerment and self-expression. Tyra's beauty was undeniable, but it was her business savvy that made her unstoppable. She founded her own production company, authored the best-selling book Modeland, and even launched a cosmetics line, Tyra Beauty, aimed at promoting self-confidence. She also hosted her own Emmy-winning daytime talk show from 2005 to 2010, where she tackled topics from body image to bullying. Academically curious, she later attended an executive education program at Harvard Business School, proving her ambitions extended well beyond runways and ratings. Today, Tyra remains a powerful voice in beauty business and media. Her journey from teen model to cultural icon represents not just success, but transformation. In the world of 90s Black excellence, Tyra Banks didn't just participate, she reshaped the very game. Janet Jackson. Born on May 16, 1966 in Gary, Indiana. Janet Jackson was no stranger to the spotlight. As the youngest sibling of the legendary Jackson family, she forged her own path in the 1990s, emerging as a dominant force in both music and film. With her third studio album, Control 1986, she asserted independence and maturity, but it was the groundbreaking 1989 release Rhythm Nation, 1814, that cemented her place in history. The album spawned 7 top 5 Billboard singles, a feat unmatched at the time, and highlighted social themes that resonated deeply. In the 1990s, Janet was not just a chart topper. She was a fashion and cultural icon. Her sleek figure, fiery dance routines, and bold wardrobe choices set the tone for a generation. Her 1993 album, Janet, included hits like That's the Way Love Goes and showcased a softer, more sensual side of the pop star, expanding her influence beyond music into conversations about intimacy and womanhood. She made her acting mark in Poetic Justice 1993, starring alongside Tupac Shakur in a film that blended poetry, pain, and resilience. The role showed she was more than a performer, she was a storyteller. Throughout the decade, Janet became one of the highest-paid recording artists in history, securing multi-million-dollar contracts and selling over 100 million records worldwide. Offstage, Janet's quiet strength and humility added depth to her mystique. Though she kept her personal life largely private, her advocacy for AIDS awareness, child welfare, and education brought substance to her stardom. Even now, with her 2019 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and her ongoing touring legacy, Janet remains a blueprint for excellence, reinvention, and timeless appeal. Queen Latifah. Dana Elaine Owens, better known as Queen Latifah, was born on March 18, 1970 in Newark, New Jersey. By the early 90s, she had already made a name for herself as one of the first female rappers to gain mainstream acclaim. Her 1989 debut album, All Hail the Queen, didn't just break barriers, it redefined what it meant to be a woman in hip-hop. With empowering tracks like Ladies First, Latifah fused social consciousness with lyrical skill, making her a pioneer in a male-dominated genre. Her transition to acting was seamless. In 1993, she joined the hit sitcom Living Single, portraying Khadijah James, a savvy magazine editor who embodied Black professionalism, wit, and charm. The role made her a household name and a role model for countless young viewers. Latifah brought both humor and grounded authenticity to the screen, paving the way for more inclusive television storytelling. Throughout the 90s, she appeared in films such as Juice 1992 and Set It Off 1996, where her performance as Cleo, a bold, unapologetically queer bank robber, was widely praised for its fearlessness. That role in particular highlighted her willingness to challenge stereotypes and embrace complexity. By the end of the decade, Queen Latifah had built an empire. She launched Flavor Unit Entertainment, her own production company, and later ventured into daytime television with The Queen Latifah Show. Her 2002 Oscar nomination for Chicago proved she could hold her own among Hollywood's elite. Queen Latifah's legacy is not just about beauty, though her regal presence is undeniable, but about empowerment, transformation, and creating space for Black women in every corner of entertainment. In every era since the 90s, she's remained a force never waiting for a crown, but crafting one of her own. Aaliyah Dana Houghton, born January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York, was a once-in-a-generation star who redefined what it meant to be effortlessly cool, ethereal, and talented. Raised in Detroit, she began performing at a young age and signed her first record deal at just 12. By 15, she had released her debut album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number 1994, which went platinum and introduced the world to her silky vocals and understated sensuality. With her signature look, sleek hair covering one eye, midriff-bearing outfits, and a tomboyish elegance, Aaliyah became a fashion icon of the 1990s. Her sophomore album, One in a Million 1996, produced by Timbaland and Missy Elliott, was groundbreaking in sound and style, blending futuristic beats with a smooth, hypnotic voice that was instantly recognizable. The album sold over 8 million copies worldwide and spawned hits like If Your Girl Only Knew and 4-Page Letter. Aaliyah's allure wasn't just limited to music. She expanded into film with ease, landing lead roles in Romeo Must Die 2000 and Queen of the Damned 2002. Her poised on-screen presence hinted at a promising future as a Hollywood starlet. Tragically, her life was cut short on August 25, 2001, in a plane crash at the age of 22 after filming the music video for Rock the Boat. Though gone too soon, Aaliyah's legacy continues to influence artists, designers, and fans alike. Her unique blend of softness and strength, coupled with her angelic voice and visual aesthetic, made her not only one of the most beautiful Black women of the 90s, but also one of its most unforgettable cultural icons. Kimberly Elise. Born on April 17, 1967 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Kimberly Elise entered the entertainment scene with a force that felt both delicate and devastating. She wasn't the loudest actress of the 1990s, but her intensity left an indelible mark. Her breakthrough role came in 1996's Set It Off, where she portrayed TT, a soft-spoken single mother who joins a bank-robbing crew out of desperation. Among a powerhouse cast, including Queen Latifah Jada Pinkett and Vivica A. Fox, Elise's performance stood out for its emotional authenticity and quiet strength. Her beauty was never performative. It radiated from her expressive eyes, graceful movements, and a demeanor that communicated deep empathy. In an industry that often typecasts, Elise broke the mold by portraying complex women with emotional depth. She followed up with powerful roles in films like Beloved 1998, alongside Oprah Winfrey, and John Q 2002 with Denzel Washington, where she once again moved audiences with her raw portrayals of women caught in emotionally wrenching circumstances. Elise brought something rare to the 1990s Black cinematic landscape: vulnerability without weakness. She portrayed sorrow, strength, and dignity with such nuance that she quickly became one of the most respected dramatic actresses of her generation. Her performances often centered on resilience, making her a figure of inspiration for many. Away from the screen, Kimberly has remained grounded and private, focused on holistic living and spiritual growth. She's also been vocal about issues such as domestic violence awareness and health advocacy within the Black community. Though she wasn't always front and center in mainstream tabloids, Kimberly Elise's quiet, power-radiant presence and undeniable talent made her one of the most captivating and emotionally compelling Black women to grace the screen in the 1990s, and she continues to shine with the same sincerity today. Gabrielle Union. Born on October 29, 1972 in Omaha, Nebraska, Gabrielle Union began her ascent in the entertainment world with a quiet confidence and undeniable allure. By the late 1990s, she had carved out a space in Hollywood as a fresh face with sharp wit, radiant beauty, and versatility that set her apart from many of her peers. One of her earliest standout roles came in the teen cult classic Bring It On 2000, where she played Isis, the fierce and intelligent captain of a Black cheer squad, stealing every scene with both style and substance. But Union's impact extended beyond teen comedies. She earned attention in films like 10 Things I Hate About You, She's All That, and later more mature fare such as Deliver Us from Eva 2003 and Bad Boys 2 2003. Her ability to seamlessly move between romantic comedies, dramas, and action films made her a dependable and bankable star in the early 2000s. Union's beauty, refined, glowing, and expressive, captivated audiences. But what truly made her stand out was her growing voice beyond acting. She became an advocate for survivors of sexual assault after courageously sharing her own story, and she has since become a passionate activist for women's rights, mental health, and racial equality. In later years, she starred in the critically acclaimed TV series Being Mary Jane, earning an NAACP Image Award, and further solidifying her reputation as a commanding lead actress. Gabrielle Union has also become a celebrated author, penning best-selling books like We're Going to Need More Wine and You Got Anything Stronger. With decades of consistent brilliance, activism, and evolution, Gabrielle Union remains not only a symbol of Black beauty, but of strength, truth, and enduring star power. Sana Lathan. Sana McCoy. Lathan, born September 19, 1971 in New York City, entered Hollywood with an air of refinement and depth that resonated instantly. With a background in theater and a Yale drama education, Lathan brought a level of craft that made her rise in the late 1990s feel both organic and inevitable. She became a household name with her leading role in Love and Basketball 2000, portraying Monica Wright, a young woman determined to balance her love for the game and for a man. The film, now considered a modern classic, showcased Lathan's ability to embody strength, vulnerability, and emotional complexity in equal measure. Her performance earned her critical acclaim and a BET Award for Best Actress. Before that breakout, Lathan had already appeared in films such as The Best Man 1999, where she played the grounded and loyal fiancée Robin, and Life 1999, where she brought subtle grace to a smaller role. Her presence consistently elevated the material, and directors quickly took note. Throughout the 2000s, she continued to star in major films like Brown Sugar 2002, Out of Time, 2003, and something new. 2006, often choosing scripts that explored the emotional lives of intelligent black women navigating love and identity. With her refined beauty, soulful eyes, and calm intensity, Sanaa became synonymous with a new kind of leading lady, one who didn't shout to be heard but commanded attention all the same. Beyond film, she has had notable success on stage, including a Tony-nominated performance in the Broadway revival of A Raisin in the Sun. She also voiced Donna Tubbs on The Cleveland Show and stepped into directing with the Netflix film On the Come Up in 2022. Sanaa Lathan remains a master of subtle power, a woman whose quiet intensity and classic elegance continue to define beauty and excellence in Black Hollywood. Lisa Bonet. Born on November 16, 1967 in San Francisco, California, Lisa Bonet became a defining figure of late 1980s and 1990s television. Her breakout role as Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show introduced audiences to a new kind of screen presence, free-spirited intellectual, and effortlessly stylish. When she transitioned to the spin-off series A Different World in 1987, Bonet solidified her status as a generational icon whose beauty was as unconventional as it was magnetic. What set Lisa Bonet apart wasn't just her stunning features, wide, soulful eyes, cascading curls, and a gentle voice. It was her aura. She carried herself with an earthy authenticity, and her roles often reflected a quiet rebellion against mainstream norms. In the 1990s, she appeared in films like Angel Heart, 1987, and High Fidelity 2000, choosing projects that leaned toward the edgy and introspective rather than safe commercial hits. Bonet became a fashion and cultural muse without trying. Her eclectic boho chic style, long before it became a trend, made her a fixture in magazines and a reference point for designers. Off-screen, her life was just as captivating. She married rock star Lenny Kravitz in 1987, and their daughter Zoe Kravitz would grow up to inherit the same quiet magnetism. Years later, Lisa found lasting love with Aquaman star Jason Momoa, forming one of Hollywood's most admired modern families. Though she's appeared less frequently in recent years, Bonet's impact on television fashion and black representation remains deep. She didn't conform, she created space. Her beauty wasn't loud, it was lived-in, poetic, and enduring. Thandiwe Newton. Thandiwe Newton, born November 6, 1972 in London. England emerged in the 1990s as a strikingly intelligent and emotionally nuanced performer. Her mixed-race heritage, born to a Zimbabwean mother and British father, imbued her with a unique look and perspective that stood out in both British and American film circles. Her breakout came with Flirting 1991, but it was her emotionally charged performance as Beloved in the 1998 adaptation of Toni Morrison's novel that demonstrated her rare ability to channel raw human emotion with a haunting intensity. She followed with prominent roles in Mission Impossible 2, 2000, opposite Tom Cruise, and The Truth About Charlie, 2002, proving she could handle both blockbuster action and psychological drama with equal skill. In the 2000s and beyond, Thandiwe's career only flourished. Her performance in Crash 2004 earned her a BAFTA Award for Best Supporting Actress. However, it was her portrayal of Maeve Millay in HBO's Westworld 2016-2020 that catapulted her into international acclaim. As the self-aware android with a mind of her own, Newton won a Primetime Emmy and delivered one of the most compelling sci-fi performances in television history. Despite her success, Thandiwe has spoken openly about racism, colorism, and exploitation in the industry, becoming a respected voice for accountability and reform in Hollywood. In 2021, she reclaimed her birth name Thandiwe as a declaration of cultural pride and authenticity. Her beauty is dignified, regal, and thoughtful, matched by a sharp intellect and fearless vulnerability. Thandiwe Newton isn't just one of the most beautiful black actresses of the 90s. She's one of its most courageous truth-tellers. Her legacy is built not just on talent, but on integrity. Vivica A. Fox. Born on July 30, 1964 in South Bend, Indiana, Vivica A. Fox burst onto the scene with an energy that was impossible to ignore. Her rise during the 1990s wasn't just about beauty, though her high cheekbones, dazzling smile, and confident stride made her instantly recognizable. It was about her fierce screen presence and versatility across genres. Her breakout role came in Independence Day 1996, where she played Jasmine DeBrow, a single mother and exotic dancer who helped save lives during an alien invasion. The film was a box office smash, grossing over $800 million worldwide, and Fox's performance held its own opposite Will Smith, making her a bona fide star. That same year, she delivered a completely different but equally compelling performance in Set It Off, portraying bank robber Frankie Sutton with grit and emotional depth. Vivica wasn't content to be boxed into one type of role. From dramas like Soul Food 1997 to comedies such as Booty Call 1997 and romantic films like Two Can Play That Game 2001, she showed that she could lead with both charisma and vulnerability. Her fashion-forward red carpet appearances and confident public persona made her a media favorite throughout the decade. Outside of acting, Fox developed a reputation as a savvy businesswoman and television personality. She founded her own production company, Foxhole Entertainment, and later starred in reality TV shows, talk programs, and even hair product endorsements that celebrated Black beauty and entrepreneurship. Decades later, she continues to shine, taking on roles in film, TV, and theater, and mentoring up-and-coming talent. Vivica A. Fox remains the epitome of 1990s black glam, bold, bossy, and utterly unforgettable. Nia Long. Nia Talita Long, born October 30th, 1970 in Brooklyn. New York defined an era with her glowing skin, soulful smile, and girl-next-door charm. She became one of the most beloved and bankable actresses of the 1990s, not just because of her looks, but because she embodied a grounded, relatable kind of beauty, smart, confident, and deeply human. Long gained national attention as Beulah Lisa Wilkes on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, playing Will Smith's love interest. Her on-screen chemistry with Smith and her warm charisma made her a fan favorite. But it was her work in feature films that truly solidified her status. In Boys in the Hood 1991, she portrayed Brandy, a thoughtful and mature counterpart to Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character. That same grace followed her into roles in Friday 1995, Love Jones 1997, and The Best Man 1999, where she played strong, emotionally complex women navigating love and ambition. Nia's beauty was magnetic, but never inaccessible. She represented the kind of woman many aspired to be: intelligent, loyal, emotionally available, and stylish in an understated way. She brought emotional intelligence to her characters, never relying solely on glamour, but infusing every role with authenticity. Throughout the 2000s and beyond, Long continued to take on roles in both television and film, including appearances in Empire, NCIS Los Angeles, and Fatal Affair. She also served as a producer, advocating for more inclusive and meaningful narratives for Black women in Hollywood. To this day, Nia Long remains an emblem of enduring beauty and grace. Her ability to stay relevant, powerful, and effortlessly captivating has made her not just a 1990s icon, but a cultural treasure whose influence spans generations. Regina King. Regina Renee King. Born on January 15, 1971 in Los Angeles, California, began her career with a warm smile and undeniable talent that would evolve into one of the most respected acting portfolios in Hollywood. She first won hearts as Brenda Jenkins on the NBC sitcom 227, where she played the sharp and lovable daughter from 1985 to 1990. But it was the 1990s that witnessed King's incredible leap from television sweetheart to serious screen actress. Her roles in culturally defining films like Boys in the Hood, 1991, Poetic Justice, 1993, Friday, 1995, and Jerry Maguire, 1996, showcased her remarkable range. King never relied solely on physical beauty, though her glowing skin, expressive eyes, and radiant presence were unmistakable, but instead brought heart depth and soul to every performance. By the late 90s, she was carving a niche for herself as the go-to actress for authentic, emotionally charged roles. Whether playing a loyal girlfriend, devoted wife, or determined single mother, King embodied resilience and realness, becoming one of the most relatable and respected figures of the decade. Her brilliance only intensified over time. In the 2000s and 2010s, she earned multiple Primetime Emmy Awards for shows like American Crime and Watchmen, and took home the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in If Beale Street Could Talk 2018. In 2020, she made her directorial debut with One Night in Miami, receiving Golden Globe and Critics' Choice nominations. Regina King's journey from a 1990s darling to a critically acclaimed actress-director and cultural icon is nothing short of inspirational. Her timeless beauty paired with artistic integrity and fearlessness has made her one of the most influential Black women in Hollywood. Jada Pinkett Smith. Born on September 18, 1971 in Baltimore, Maryland, Jada Pinkett Smith entered the spotlight with a fierce independence and magnetic charm that made her an immediate standout in 1990s Hollywood. Her early acting roles on television, including a recurring spot on A Different World, hinted at her undeniable star potential. She skyrocketed to fame with Menace to Society 1993, playing a compassionate and resilient girlfriend caught in a brutal world. Her blend of toughness and tenderness became a signature which she carried into films like Jason's Lyric 1994, Set It Off 1996, and The Nutty Professor 1996. In Set It Off, her portrayal of Stoney, an underdog pushed to the edge, was layered with raw emotion and anchored by a performance that remains one of her most powerful. Jada's aesthetic beauty, petite frame, piercing eyes, and edgy fashion sense made her a 1990s style icon. Yet her appeal was never just surface level. Her intensity and vulnerability brought complexity to every character she embodied, and by the time she joined the Matrix franchise as Niobe, she had firmly established herself as an action heroine. Outside of acting, Jada made waves in the music world with her metal band, Wicked Wisdom, showing that her creativity extended far beyond the screen. Later, she co-founded the production company Overbrook Entertainment with husband Will Smith, producing films and shows that centered diverse voices and stories. In 2018, she launched the Facebook Watch series Red Table Talk, creating a space for candid conversations about race relationships, trauma, and healing. The show's raw emotional honesty solidified her place not only as a performer, but as a truth-teller and thought leader. Jada Pinkett Smith's legacy from the 1990s onward is defined by courage, range, and a refusal to be boxed in. Her fierce beauty, artistic risk-taking, and unfiltered authenticity have made her one of the era's most compelling and enduring figures. Angela Bassett. Angela Evelyn Bassett. Born August 16, 1958 in New York City and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida, brought a regal presence to Hollywood that set her apart from the moment she arrived on the scene. By the early 1990s, Bassett was already being recognized for her commanding performances and stunning presence, blending intelligence, emotional gravity, and physical grace in a way few actresses could match. Her breakthrough role came in What's Love Got to Do with It 1993, where she delivered an electrifying portrayal of Tina Turner. The film earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress and a Golden Globe win, and her physically demanding, emotionally raw performance set a new standard for biopic excellence. With each frame, Bassett radiated strength. Her toned physique, expressive eyes, and dynamic energy made her both a dramatic powerhouse and a symbol of aspirational beauty. Throughout the 1990s, she chose roles that celebrated complexity and defied stereotypes. Whether as the dignified Bernadine in Waiting to Exhale, 1995, the poised Stella in How Stella Got Her Groove Back 1998, or the revolutionary Betty Shabazz in both Malcolm X 1992 and Panther 1995, Bassett showcased the full spectrum of Black womanhood with elegance and passion. While many actresses struggle with longevity, Bassett only grew stronger. She became a staple on the small screen in shows like American Horror Story and 911, all while delivering stunning performances in films like Black Panther 2018 and Wakanda Forever 2022, for which she received another Academy Award nomination. Angela Bassett is more than a beautiful black actress of the 1990s. She is a cultural icon, a trailblazer, and an enduring symbol of grace under fire. Halle Berry. Born on August 14, 1966, in Cleveland, Ohio, Halle Maria Berry shattered barriers in the 1990s and early 2000s, becoming one of the most recognizable and celebrated actresses in the world. A former beauty queen who finished as first runner-up in the 1986 Miss USA pageant, Berry brought a blend of vulnerability, sensuality, and intensity to her work that made her a breakout star in a competitive industry. Her early performances in Jungle Fever 1991 and Boomerang 1992 were bold and unflinching, and she quickly proved that she was more than just a pretty face. In Losing Isaiah 1995 and Introducing Dorothy Dandridge 1999, Berry took on emotionally charged roles that showcased her acting range and garnered critical acclaim. Her portrayal of Dorothy Dandridge earned her a Golden Globe and an Emmy, and paved the way for what would become a historic moment. In 2002, Halle Berry made history as the first black woman to win the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Monsters Ball 2001. Her emotional acceptance speech became one of the most iconic moments in Oscar history, a symbolic victory for all women of color in film. Berry's striking beauty, defined by her bone structure, radiant skin, and expressive eyes, made her a staple on most beautiful lists worldwide. Yet she continuously pushed beyond aesthetic appeal. Whether in action-packed roles like X-Men Die Another Day or indie dramas, Berry always brought complexity and credibility. Off-screen, she's also been an advocate for domestic violence awareness, diabetes education, and women's health. A producer and director as well, Berry has continued to create opportunities for herself and others in an industry that once limited her. Halle Berry isn't just one of the most beautiful black actresses of the 1990s. She's a history maker who turned beauty into a weapon for change. Her legacy is not just skin deep, it's revolutionary. From sitcom legends to Oscar winners, these 20 black actresses of the 1990s redefined beauty power and influence both on and off screen. Their timeless elegance, unmatched talent, and fearless authenticity continue to shape Hollywood today. But here's the real question. Who do you think was the most iconic beauty of the 90s? Was it Halle's groundbreaking grace, Angela's fiery strength, or Lisa Bonet's effortless cool? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let the debate begin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence for more unforgettable stories.